In today's video, we will talk about long-term wealth building with Vanguard ETFs. We will explore 3 top Vanguard ETFs where you can invest $10,000 in each and hold them forever. Imagine this, you invest $10,000 each in 3 powerful ETFs. First, that covers the entire US market. Second, that is focusing on high growth opportunities. And third, which delivers steady dividend income. That's the power of Vanguard S&P 500 ETF, VOO, the Vanguard Growth ETF, VUG, and the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF, VYM. Exchange traded funds or ETFs make investing really simple. They combine multiple stocks under one ticker symbol, giving you instant diversification. Vanguard is one of the world's leading investment companies, and here is what makes it special. It is owned by the investor in its funds, not by external shareholders. This investor-first approach makes Vanguard an unbeatable choice for building wealth with a long-term perspective. So let's get started. Thank you again for joining me today. I am Pankaj. As usual, everything shared in this video is for informational purposes only. Please do not take this as an investment advice. But if you like the content, hit that like button below and subscribe to the channel. Let's start with our first pick, the Vanguard S&P 500 ETF or VOO. This ETF tracks the S&P 500, which includes 500 of the largest companies in the US, spanning a variety of industries. VOO has an expense ratio of just 0.03%, extremely cost effective. It manages a whopping $1.3 trillion in assets, making it one of the largest ETF available. Some of its top holdings are tech giants like Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Meta, Alphabet, and Tesla. Now let's talk about their performance. Over the past year, VOO has grown by 28%. In 5 years, the return is almost 85%, which is almost doubled in 5 years, which shows that the annual growth rate is almost 14%. And in 10 years, the return is almost 187%, which is almost 4 times of the initial investment of $10,000. In 10 years, the annual growth rate is 13%. VOO also offers a dividend yield of 1.23%, which does not appear too big, but when added year over year and reinvested, it makes a big impact on the overall return. But here is the kicker. If you had invested $10,000 in VOO 10 years ago, it would be worth approximately $37,000 today, almost 4 times of its initial investment. That's the power of long-term investing in a well-diversified fund like VOO. Next up, we have the Vanguard Growth ETF or VUG. This ETF focuses on large-cap growth stocks by tracking the CRSP US Large Cap Growth Index, which includes 185 companies. VUG has a slightly higher expense ratio of 0.04%, but it is still very affordable. It manages $281 billion in assets with about 56% of its portfolio invested in top 10 stocks. Key holdings include Apple, Nvidia, Microsoft, Amazon, Alphabet, Tesla, and Meta platforms. In terms of performance, VUG has grown by 36% over the past year. Its 5-year annual growth rate is an impressive 16%, and its 10-year annual growth rate is almost 15%. This ETF also offers a modest dividend yield of 0.45%. If you had invested $10,000 in VUG 10 years ago, your investment would now be worth approximately $45,000. It gave almost 15% annual rate of return. That's the kind of return growth-focused investors can dream of. Our third pick is the Vanguard High Dividend Yield ETF or VYM. This ETF focuses on high dividend yield stocks by tracking the FTSE High Dividend Yield Index. VYM includes 540 stocks featuring well-known dividend payers like Broadcom, Johnson & Johnson, Procter & Gamble, Home Depot, and Chevron. With an expense ratio of just 0.06% and $77 billion in assets under management, VYM is a top choice for income-focused investors. Performance-wise, VYM has grown by 15% over the past year. Its 5-year annual growth rate is 10%, and its 10-year annual growth rate is also 10%. This ETF offers a generous dividend yield of 2.73%. So if you had invested $10,000 in VYM 10 years ago, it would now be worth approximately $28,000. Plus, you would have received consistent dividend income along the way. To conclude, these 3 Vanguard ETFs, VOO, VUG, and VYM, cater to different investment styles. Together, they can help you build a diversified long-term portfolio. Whether your focus is overall market growth, tech-driven growth, or steady dividend income, these ETFs have got you covered. Imagine investing $10,000 in each of these ETFs and holding them for decades. The potential for growth and wealth creation is extraordinary. That's all for today's video. If you found this analysis helpful, make sure to like this video and subscribe to our channel if you are new. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.